Welcome to How to Write Comedy by the Joke Machine author Theresa Julian. Illustrations by Pat Lewis. Making someone laugh is one of the best feelings in the world. Laughter helps us connect with others, build rapport and trust, reduce stress, and overlook differences. It's hard to be mad at someone you're laughing with. If making people laugh is something you've always wished you could do, you're in luck. Turns out being funny is something you can learn. Come on. Hi, my name is Theresa Julian and I'm the author of The Joke Machine, a book that teaches middle graders how to be funny and create their own jokes. It features hilarious fictional characters who explain different joke-making techniques, and it includes lots of exercises, examples, and of course, jokes. Creating humor is about playing with words and their meanings and the very careful placement of just the right word in just the right spot. To make someone laugh, you need to think outside the box. End your thought in a surprising way and twist a sentence in an unexpected direction to create a totally new thought. Let's see how it's done. The first thing you need to know is that all humor is based on surprise. It's leading a thought one way, then snap, you twist it in a different direction. It's the quick twist at the end that surprises us and makes us laugh. Like this guy. We're not expecting a hat made out of watermelon. Now let's see some examples that use surprise. My basketball team is good at dunking until we run out of cookies. I used to finger paint in my pajamas. Now Mom says I need to do it on paper. I was shopping for a new toilet but couldn't decide if I wanted to buy it. I decided I needed to sleep on it. Notice how the first half of these jokes all seem to be talking about one thing and then suddenly veer off in an unexpected direction. Again, it's the quick twist at the end that surprises us and makes us laugh. So to summarize, the first thing you need to know about being funny is to always end in a surprising way. Another technique is comparison. Compare random things that don't belong together. Show how two totally different things have something in common. When we see the similarity, we're surprised and we laugh. Like these two fish. You can see the similarity, but you can also see the difference. Now let's see some examples that use comparison. There's a spider in my room the size of a cheeseburger. This black forest cake is awful. It tastes like there are chunks of actual forest in it. I was really scared on the roller coaster, and trust me, I don't scare easily. I've eaten beans in the school cafeteria. So the first joke compares the size of a spider to a cheeseburger, the second compares the taste of cake to a forest, and the third compares the feeling of being on a roller coaster to eating beans. Two very random feelings. So a second way to create humor is to compare how two totally different things have something in common. Next, exaggeration. Create humor by exaggerating something to the point of ridiculousness. Stretch one of its features to call attention to that aspect of it, like this guy's muscles. Now, some examples that use exaggeration. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except January, which has 6,852. The beef in my burger is so rare, it's starting to eat the lettuce. Studying means 10% reading and 90% complaining to your friends that you have to study. I've told you 1,000,000 times to stop exaggerating. Here we exaggerate how long the month of January is, how rare a burger is, and how much we complain about studying. We even exaggerate exaggeration. So a third way to create humor is exaggerate something to the point of ridiculousness. Another technique, specifics. Describe something using fresh, unusual details. Explain the thing in a creative way so your listener feels, smells, hears, or visualizes the person, place, or thing in a whole new light. Like this girl, who describes her hair as curling up like Cheetos. A pretty specific image. Now, examples of specifics. For this one, let's try something different. Let's start with an ordinary sentence like, my shoes smell bad. Let's see if we can turn it into a funny line using off-center specific details. Brainstorm unusual smells and work the sentence like a puzzle. Keep trying different endings until you come up with ones that work, like these. My shoes smell like bug spray, the cheap kind. My shoes smell like the bottom of an old lady's purse. My shoes smell like the art room on paper mache day. My shoes smell like my dog's squeaky toy. My shoes smell like I scooped them out of the litter box. My shoes smell like they've been in my gym locker since 2nd grade. So, a fourth way to create humor is use fresh, unusual, unexpected details. Another thing you could try is literalness, which is ignoring what someone means and instead focusing on their exact words, which is a response that's not expected, like this circle, which is telling a literal square not to be a square. Now, some examples of literalness. Your shoes are on the wrong feet. These are the only feet I have. What's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits a windshield? It's butt. The restaurant looks crowded. Do you think there are any seats? All restaurants have seats. The first joke takes wrong feet literally. The second states what actually is the last thing to go through the bug's mind. And the last joke takes are there any seats to mean are there any available seats instead of are there literally any seats. So another technique to make people laugh is literalness, which is ignoring what someone means and instead focusing on their exact words. The next technique is about getting well-known facts wrong in an obvious way. Twist simple facts into something different to create a new off-center thought, like this girl. She read a recipe that said when the cookies are done, chill in the fridge for an hour. She might have gotten those instructions wrong. Now some examples of getting it wrong. Why are you worried I won't get my homework done? I'll spend an hour on English, an hour on social studies, and 20 minutes on math. I'll be done in 5 minutes. Always check your spelling. That's something my feather taught me. I was surprised when my doctor told me I'm colorblind. Wow, that really came out of the orange. So the first joke gets simple addition wrong. The second joke is funny because the person speaking emphasizes how important spelling is and then spells an easy word wrong. And in the last joke, we all know the phrase is, that came out of the blue, not the orange. So a sixth technique, get common facts wrong in an obvious way. Another technique, refer to famous people, places, and things in an unusual way. This lets you associate your thought with something we all know and turn it into something new. Like if I say, sure thing Einstein, you know I mean sure thing smart guy. Or, like the fairy on this slide. The joke here is, what fairy doesn't take a bath? The answer, Stinkerbell. We take something we all know, which is Tinkerbell, and use a play on words to turn it into something we weren't expecting. Now, examples of famous stuff. This place is a mess. Who ate here? Wreck-It Ralph? People don't do that anymore. Who are we, the Flintstones? Ew, that baloney is as green as Shrek. You must be Google Maps because you have everything I'm searching for. You're saying some salty stuff. Do you think you're the Atlantic Ocean or something? So these jokes liken a messy place to somewhere that Wreck-It Ralph lives, doing old-fashioned things to the Flintstones, something green to Shrek, someone who has everything to Google Maps, and salty speech to the ocean. All comparisons we're not expecting. So a seventh technique is refer to famous people, places, and things in an unusual way. Our last technique is creating a pun, which is a play on words. To create a pun, play with words double meanings, similar sounds, spellings, or contrasts, like these two dancing burgers. The joke here is where do burgers go to dance? The answer, the meatball, which is a play on meatball's double meaning, meatball and meatball. Now some examples of puns. Why did the tomato turn red? It saw the salad dressing. What did the alien say to the dandelion? Take me to your weeder. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? It had no body to go with. Why did the scarecrow get a raise? He was outstanding in his field. These jokes all play on the word that's in bold. And there you have it, creating a pun, our final way to make someone laugh. So there you have it, 8 ways to create a funny line. The joke machine explains lots of other techniques too, such as twisting a common catchphrase, jumping into an existing joke, and inventing your own words. It even explains how to tell a joke. The book includes a fun exercise in each chapter which really helps you practice. For example, we show you how to brainstorm new endings to ordinary sentences, how to create a list of action verbs and exaggerate each one, and how to use situational irony to come up with an unexpected result. And one more thing, it's really important to be a jolly jokester. Humor should never be used to make fun of another person, especially someone who's having a hard time. The joke machine explains that you should only use humor in a positive way and always be an upbeat, jolly jokester. So I hope you've learned more about humor, and I'd like to close with one of my favorite jokes. What do you call cheese that's not yours? Nacho cheese. Sorry if that was a little cheesy, I just wanted to make you laugh. So keep smiling, reading, and most of all, laughing.